The day's come. I'm sorry. It was inevitable. Today I'm going to legally take away someone else's money by helping you guys with your Facebook ads. So, with that being said, you read the title. We're going to cover how to design meta campaigns that attract premium hormone therapy clients, what to say, who to target, and how to convert them. And then we'll be going over real world clinic examples and mistakes to avoid. But first, you gotta hop off the hamster wheel. Your clinic doing the same thing and expecting different results won't get you to where you want to be. Every single clinic wants more high value patients, the ones who show up ready to invest in long term hormone optimization, not just price shop for quick fixes. The truth is, Meta can deliver them, but only if you do it right. You see, Zuck would go out of business if their advertisement platform did not work. Therefore, it does work, you're just not doing it correctly. And yeah, the reality check is that most clinics run meta ads that attract low intent, price sensitive leads, and then you wonder why they show up, or maybe they don't even show up, but on the chance that they do show up, they're not wanting to commit to a treatment plan. And that may be because you're spraying and praying. Generic messaging, poor targeting, and a funnel that doesn't match the value of your offer just won't result in a treatment plan being committed to. There's a misalignment in what the prospect's expecting and what you actually offer. But before we get into that, you got to understand what we're considering high ticket in this case for hormone therapy clinics. Essentially, you need to better understand the business you're in. And what I mean by this is there are two types of sales. There's transactional sales, and then there's transformational sales. Let me actually write this in. Let me just write this in, because it's actually extremely important. Transactional sales, and there's transformational sales. Transactional sales a little lag there. Sales tied towards a specific market value, i.e., a certain car, homes, etc. You see, like with cars, if a Honda Accord is a certain year and the model's Accord, it's gonna have a market rate. Same as homes, it's in a certain area and it has certain features. There's gonna be a standard rate. Like there's going to be a concept of, oh, you're paying too much for this, or you're paying too little for this, or just right. Whereas transformational sales are sales that are tied. They're not tied, excuse me. They're sales that, or they are tied. They're tied to the transformation that you give your customer or your client. Tied towards the transformation you give your customer. So you're not just selling treatment plans, you're selling removing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, X, Y, Z symptom that they're feeling, or maybe they don't know what they're feeling, and you make it aware. There should be a card here covering the 5 stages of awareness, but they're paying to get a dream outcome. They have a problem that they're suffering, and that they'll range on the different scales of awareness. And then as you take them through a marketing funnel, they'll become more aware. And eventually, once the treatment plan elapses, their symptoms should eventually start to fade away, or maybe completely be eliminated. So you're not selling just like peptides. You're selling the elimination of symptoms, or you're selling getting your energy back, getting your libido back, having not the actual weight loss, but what the weight loss means to that person. It's much more than just surface level like tactics, strategies. It's how they feel once they have achieved the transformation. And because of this, you're not able to, nobody's able to really put a price on it except the people who are delivering the service and how they communicate it. But in regards to high ticket, we'll define this as patients who invest $2,000 to $10,000 annually on care, which could be comprehensive hormone panel, CRT, peptide therapy, weight optimization, etc. Whatever your hormone therapy clinic offers. Like I said here, they're not just buying a service, they're buying a transformation, going from point A to point B, current situation to dream outcome. These patients, some examples could want better energy, mood, libido, sleep, a functional concierge style experience, long-term partnership with a clinic that gets them. Arguably, the experience you give your customers is more important than what you actually give them. Therefore, you should inject, with all this information, you should inject your meta ads with this language. Communicate the value that you're bringing, because if it's not communicated, you shouldn't assume for them to know exactly what you're talking about, because it's not communicated. You need to portray the value that you're actually giving your patients, or else they're just going to diminish your business. I really hope that point landed. Next, the psychology of high ticket leads. You must know your ICP beyond a surface level. Too many people just are scraping by the surface, which is not enough. You need to actually deeply and fundamentally know your prospect. A good note here: people buy from others they know, like, and trust, or messages that they resonate with. On a fundamental level, why is your business different from the one down the corner, or maybe a telehealth business? Your clinic should be positioned as an authority to solve a problem that they're dealing with. For example, these patients are career-driven, health-conscious, and frustrated by standard medicine, often over 35 to 40 years old, high income bracket, looking for long-term solutions, not coupons or cookie cutter options. From this, you may be able to reason that they'll respond to authority, showing clinical experience and credibility that your business has. Vision, what life looks like after the treatment plan you offer them. Disqualification, possibly. You gotta be scarce with this, because prospects can have adverse reactions, because they'll be able to quickly pick up on it than most people. And a real quick note about this: you must know your ICP beyond a surface level. It's not in a malevolent way, but it's coming from a perspective of genuine care. You care about your prospects so much, you spent all this time and all these resources and attention and money to inquire more about their prospects' life, your prospects' life, to when they do step into your clinic for a consultation, it's like you guys already have a relationship, and they'll be able to, going off of this again, they'll be able to resonate with you because you know them more than all the rest of the clinics. It's not just hi Tom, I know you're experiencing low energy. What else are you experiencing? But as opposed to, Tom, how has XYZ been? What? How do you know I'm experiencing that? I didn't even say anything. It's a total and complete different experience. Next, the marketing funnel for hormone therapy clinics. You need to guide people with steps to engage further with your business. There should be a card on the video to why you should have a funnel, but this is going to be talking about Meta/Facebook ads. The reality is a high-ticket funnel isn't just a one-click sale. It's a journey a prospect takes to eventually become a patient. Again, this is an example funnel. There should be a video going over this funnel. I've explained it in other videos, but leading them through a journey. Let me get the pen out. Leading them through a journey to eventually make a buying decision. And through this process, or through these stages, you'll be educating them and informing them on your process, what makes you different, how you compare to the rest of the market, etc. So within Facebook/Meta ads, for the awareness, you could do cold ads, a video ad creative. This is just examples. Of course, you would have to tailor it towards what your clinic offers and also the location that your clinic resides in. Quick plug, if you'd like help with mapping this out, because it can get pretty complex quickly, there should be a link below to either book a call with myself or my team, and on that call we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. So going off of step 1, it could be a video ad, tired, foggy, and unmotivated. Notice how these could be symptoms that the prospect's dealing with, or maybe they're not aware that they're dealing with, so you're bringing it top of mind. It might not be aging, it might be your hormones. So you're bringing it aware, hey, what you think it is may not be what it actually is. Showing in this awareness, you may want to show symptoms, show outcomes, show a lifestyle transformation, maybe include a soft CTA. CTA is call to action, so directing them towards making a certain action, whether it be a button, learn more, take the free quiz that you may be offering as like a lead magnet. Step 2, warm retargeting. This could be testimonials, behind the scenes clinic tours, actually getting behind the curtain of what your business looks like. It could be videos of your actual clinic, or maybe it could be basically small videos of your staff, whether it be what they like to do in their free time, just in video form, because you're able to use more sensory details or more senses through video as opposed to just reading text on a screen. Education, which ultimately should be in the goals of building trust and authority. Step 3, lead capture. Lead forms or landing pages with a clear single CTA. Example, book your free hormone optimization clinic today. So what I'm talking about right now, these would be going into the funnel overall, like bang. Warm retargeting, they could be like right here. Maybe they slip out, so you'd retarget them. Like, oh no, slip out, bang, retarget them, they're back in. It's like a loss prevention. Lead capture, you guys get the point. You're nurturing, educating them, etc. Step 4, lead nurture. Email/SMS follow-up, patient success stories, frequently asked question videos. Move them from interest to commitment. So as they're going down this process, they should have a better gauge of what your business is and what it's like. So when they do step into your clinic for that consultation, they're more educated and they come with less resistance. Next, advanced targeting for high ticket patients. You should aim to know your customers better than they know themselves. Again, we kind of touched on this, not in a malevolent way, but from genuine care. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to come to my clinic. Now that you're here, I want to treat you with the utmost care, because that's just the type of business we are. Instilling values and core beliefs within your business will go a far way. So advanced targeting, this is kind of the minute details within the Facebook campaign. So some targeting setups could be interest targeting cold, which could be biohacking, TRT, Dave Asprey, Ben Greenfield. Fitness over 40, anti-aging, men's health, concierge medicine, high income behaviors, luxury travel, Peloton, Whoop. Essentially, if you're not familiar with targeting, how Facebook works is you give them different topics, and then the topics you give them, which is the targeting here, is gonna be matched with the people that are already on Facebook. So if you say like fitness over 40, that's the targeting you give them. Facebook will align people who are interested or maybe have the characteristic of being over 40 and into fitness. And so the back end process is just matching up your ICP, ideal client or ideal customer profile to basically the client past patients or the patients you're looking for that's already on Facebook, but you don't know, or they don't know your business yet. Lookalike audiences. This is essentially you take like previous people you've worked with or something you know works, like past patients, or maybe you already know what your patients look like, so you group them in a list and then you put it into Facebook, and Facebook's algorithm, being advanced and technologically savvy as it is, it'll just try to grasp a carbon copy of the list you import. So lookalike audiences of existing high value patients, like I was saying, upload a list. Website visitors, 90-day window. These are basically anybody who's visited your website within a 90-day time span. Video viewers who've watched your ad creative 75% or more. So if you had like a 2-minute video, quick do math, 120 seconds times 0.75. So if they watch 90 seconds or more of that video, or 90 plus seconds of that video, they would be targeted. Retargeting, just like targeting people again. People who visited your landing page but didn't convert. People who watched 75% of your hormone optimization video. Geo-targeting, which is location-based targeting. Only target areas where you can legally serve. That's really important. You need to be aware and adhere to the laws and regulations that are in your area. And also for your specific business type. Maybe you want to focus on affluent zip codes and cities if you're local. Real quick, there should be a card where I went over a little targeting hack. On this card, you could pull up the justice map and target by area. If you want to know how to use the justice map, it's in the video. Next, ad creative that works. This is the thing. Like, targeting is a lot simpler than getting ad creative down. And what ad creative does is the aspect of the whole process that takes the most skill. Like if you almost anybody can do targeting, but to get great and compelling ad copy is pretty uncommon. So essentially, to capture attention, you must have compelling ad creative in your campaigns. Think about it. Even on like Instagram, how many times have you just been scrolling and you don't even give the video that's literally on your screen more than 2 seconds? I think there was a study done where goldfish have 6 seconds of attention, and nowadays people have 5. Literally, we have less attention span than goldfish. And so just think about that one while you're crafting your ad creatives. How much time you really have to capture that attention and keep the viewer watching the video to get your message across. So for video ads, we recommend you follow a simple hook, empathy plus expertise, and then like a CTA. That should be a CTA. You could also do hook story CTA, but that is a little more complex to crunch it in and still retain the viewer. But essentially, problem hook, again, you throw in a problem or symptom that they may be experiencing within the hook so it catches their attention. Still waking up tired even after 8 hours of sleep. This could also be better by including your ICP within it. So like going up here, if we do you could do like fitness over 40s. You could be like 40 plus year old bodybuilder. Nobody's doing bodybuilding for 40 plus years. If you are, that's a long time, but you get the point. 40-year-old plus bodybuilders still waking up tired even after 8 hours of sleep. You're calling out a specific avatar, and then you're addressing a symptom that you already know that they have, but you're bringing it up to their top of mind. Empathy plus expertise. We help busy professionals. Again, you may want to replace this with the ICP you're calling out. We help busy professionals rebalance hormones so they can feel 30 again without meds that just mask symptoms. Even with this, it's really important to try to, for lack of better words, dumb down what you're saying. I like to say that in business, clear beats cute or clever every single time. If your message isn't clear, you can't communicate with others. And so within your ad, try to be simple. Try to use words that are simple and easy to understand so your message is able to get across. You could put it in the word graders, and if it's like a 3rd grade level or below, that should be great. And then CTA, book a consult to get your customized hormone plan. For image/carousel ads, carousels are basically the images that have like the swipe feature. You could use real clinic photos, not stock, because then it's a more personalized look at your business. You can include captions on symptoms, patient wins, and quotes. And then the CTA could be tap to learn more if hormone optimization is right for you. In these ads, avoid clinical jargon, stock photos, ads that scream weight loss. Meta may disapprove them. And it's important to note, again, just be aware of law and regulation. The law and regulations your clinic, depending on the location that you reside in, is subject to while advertising. Again, if you're doing this yourself, you should be aware, and if you're delegating this to somebody else, make sure that other business you're delegating it to understands the healthcare industry, HIPAA, all these other agencies that look over your business, because you could end up in some deep trouble. Funnel optimization. This isn't just a set and forget type of situation. You should be looking to adjust your campaign based on the data given to you. And as you spend more, the more data you'll receive, and then you're able to make even better adjustments because you have more data to make judgments off of. So with funnel optimization, some things to keep in mind are your landing page. Make it fast and mobile first. A lot of people have their phones in their pocket, and so being able to pull out, or for a prospect to pull out their phone and have your website mobile friendly will greatly serve you. Next, have a clear headline. Again, make it simple and easy to understand. In this, reclaim your energy with customized hormone therapy. Secondly, third, have no distractions. One CTA, consultation booking. In this funnel, you want to streamline the process of what it takes for a random prospect to go from unaware of your business to, okay, I want to buy from you right now. So not adding all these complex things of, oh, we're featured on this article and we just won this award in XYZ location, and also we offer all these services. You want to funnel that attention to a specific point, whether that be booking a call with your PCCs or filling out a lead form. Next, include testimonials, provider intro, benefits, less frequently asked questions. You really just want to keep, in essence, you want to keep your landing page short and sweet. concise the information that's on there so the prospect isn't overwhelmed with the amount of information that can be in front of them, especially when they're first touching your website. Forms. With forms along the funnel, you want to make sure the right type of traffic is coming through. And so at certain points of the funnel, we'll put in quality. You should be putting in quality checks, and one of those ways to do a quality check is to put forms. You're disqualifying. You could potentially disqualify some people. So what this looks like, let's say the funnel, pick a color. Let's say the funnel looks like this, right? And these are two different funnels. A lot of people would regularly do this. But some people, they're disqualifying earlier on, and all these people, or I should do a different color so you guys can see that clearer. All these people here could have been great fits for your service or treatment plans. Yet because you qualified so early, you completely missed the chance of engaging with them. So if you put questions on forms that are overly sensitive or too sensitive for the situation, depending on where they are in the funnel, you'll be disqualifying leads early, and then they won't even have a chance to talk to your PCC team or show up for a consultation. Next, follow-up system. Have automated and personalized outreach. Speed to lead. Call within 5 minutes. There's a study. The longer you wait to contact leads, the higher the drop-off rate is, and it exponentially grows in a negative way. Meaning, if the longer you wait, the more drastically it hurts your business. Maybe within the follow-up system, maybe you should have a here's what to expect video after they opt in. So you set expectations that are clear before they actually are frustrated because they don't know what to expect when they show up to your clinic for that consultation. With the follow-up system, again, you should offer calendar booking immediately after lead capture. So there's many different ways to design the funnel. Depending on each person's situation, the design may look different. Next, it would be terrible for me not to include this. HIPAA, meta policy, and compliance. With strict guidelines, you should be aware of what you can and cannot do while advertising, because it's a very slippery slope. In general, here's some of the policies we found, but depending on when you're watching this, things could change. So avoid you plus body issues. Like, do you suffer from low testosterone within the healthcare industry? As of right now, that's not really allowed. Secondly, reframe as as a solution to this. You could reframe as lifestyle goals. Feel energized again with personal care. Secondly, don't show before and after body images. Meta may flag them, and then with too many flags, you could risk your account getting banned. And HIPAA, never mention patient names without consent. You guys probably know that. You know how sensitive it is, clinical sensitivity. And then use platforms that encrypt personalized health information, like compliant landing page tools. So like the software that's going to be used to enhance your funnel should be HIPAA compliant and safe for your industry to use. Make sure you have the necessary add-ons and attachments to your softwares. So let's hop into a real-world clinic example. So we have Clinic A here. Let's say they spend $3,500 a month. They target males 40 to 65, high income, luxury interest targeting. And then in their funnel, it's a video, like a VSL to a lead form, and then they consult with a scheduler, which would be your patient care coordinator. The result, 40 plus booked consults a month at $87 cost per lead, which would be a $1,200 plus lifetime value. Lesson: quality, creative, and tightening targeting equals scalable high ticket acquisition. Overall, you should make sure that each part of the funnel is dialed, because the more tightened this is, let me actually draw this. Let me pick a color. The more tightened this is, like once they're in here, the more tightened this is, the less room there is to just jump off and go to no man's land. And so if this is like extremely tight, like within here, there's only one way to go. And then it just improves your metrics. $87 cost per lead. Think about it, $87 cost per lead, and you're selling these packages for their LTVs 2 to 10,000, high ticket. And then having a more regimented process, your show up rate's gonna improve, and then your show up rate improves. You're gonna have more chances at bat for sales to have a better close rate. So let's go over some possible next steps for your clinic. Maybe you should define your high ticket patient persona, your ICP. What does the ideal person look like? How do they behave? What are they interested in? It should be a card talking about demographics and psychographics when it comes to targeting. It's a really good video for this. Secondly, maybe you want to create one video ad that addresses their biggest pain points. So when they do hop in, before they even hop into the clinic, they're assured that your clinic already deals with cases like that. Maybe you want to set up a lead capture page with a strong CTA to be able to funnel them towards making a certain action to progress the relationship that your clinic has with them. Maybe you want to launch a small campaign and test a couple $100s a day to just see what works and what doesn't work, get some information, get some data to eventually improve your business. So yeah, meta ads work for high ticket clients when you position for value, not just what you're actually doing. Think empathy, authority, and aspiration, not discounts. It's so crucial. Just to recap that theme, transactional versus transformational. Where's the slide? Transactional sales versus transformational sales. You should be aiming towards leaning on transformational sales. You're getting them from feeling a certain way to basically being a complete new human. And that's huge. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video and this information was helpful. Comment down below what other videos you'd like to see. And if you'd like help with mapping this out for your clinic, there should be a link down below to either book a call with me or my team. And on it, we'll simply find out if we'd be a good fit to work together. So I hope that was helpful, and take care.